So today we're doing the front drive shaft delete. All you're gonna have to do is completely disassemble your entire interior, cut out the floor pans, and then you can reach these bolts right here, right through the floor. Pretty easy, straightforward. I'm sure you can figure it out. And yeah, that's the tutorial for today. Noodles and Company, J-Man confirmed.
J-Man confirmed.
Well, I got death wobble on the way here. Yeah, I destroyed another track bar, to put it simply. I was hoping I could just throw a new track bar and steering linkage at this thing and fix the problem. But in this case, it's going to require a bit more investigating. Not only is it loose in here, but if we go to the axle side hole, look at that. That'll cause death wobble for sure. So the fix for that is to get a 7/16 bolt, drill that out, and drill this out to fit it. Now, this hole's already wallowed out so much that this 7/16 bolt actually just fits in here pretty much perfectly. But this is still a little bit too small. So I'm going to drill out this hole, use this big ass beefy bolt here, and pray to the heavens that the ball joints, wheel bearings, brand new steering linkage, control arm bushings, and anything else that could potentially cause death wobble is not potentially causing death wobble.
I mean, the rest of the truck's pretty good. Driving, brakes, shit like that.
Yeah, it's fine, you know. I fixed the mechanical stuff, you know. I can do mechanical stuff. I can't do cosmetic metalworking, you know.
This one isn't too bad. It's just underneath the seat a little bit.
Yeah,
but here's
these little patch panels are going to
somebody already patched this side.
Yeah.
Just with.
But if you look
rivets, you know,
underneath the seat, there's a little bit of a.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
poor truck.
I'm not sure when.
Doesn't have to be.
We can definitely fix that.
Wow. Man, if they would have just done this right the first time, oh. Because nobody watches 40-minute videos.
That's true. I think my most watched video is the 26-second one of me explaining the hill situation with this. There was one other one that did pretty well too. But
yeah, people's attention spans are watermelons nowadays. You know, the shorter the video, the more people are gonna watch it.
Yep. Oh shit!
Oh,
I
there you
can
go.
just break this off. I ain't gotta do no cutting.
Oh my god.
Oh, that one's.
Can you believe I drove around in this all winter?
Good thing you're a good driver and don't get any accidents, because this thing would shatter.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably should take that little edge off there. It started coming back towards me.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's like almost a clean cut there.
Oof. We're getting there.
We are getting there.
I'm literally balancing on the frame rail over here. There's nowhere to stand in here anymore.
Up and down,
Both
both
sides.
Down along
And
there.
then go like this.
Side of that.
Just the side.
Okay. That side and here too.
You could do this too.
Okay. Nope.
Oh my god. That was epic. Alright, so the welding portion is 99% done. These 4 pans were from Rock Auto. They were a sort of direct fit. They were vaguely the correct shape. Close enough. Minor modification was needed to get them in. For example, they were a bit too long. We had to cut a whole bunch off the end. There's some things to be aware of when you are doing this. First of all, right along this frame rail right here that you can't see anymore, that's where the fuel line, the brake line, the speedometer cable, all that important stuff runs right there. So you got to be really careful welding near that. And also this wiring is for the tail lights and the fuel pump and stuff. So be aware of that. This rubber grommet actually started on fire. I epically saved it with a spray gun. You can see J-Man here is caulking these welds because they weren't entirely sealed. It's good enough for me. My expectations are pretty low. And this looks beautiful if you ask me. I'm very impressed with this. So on this side we've already fully caulked all this. We ran out of clear colored caulk halfway through and had to switch to this stuff because the store didn't have any more clear caulk.
Almond color.
Yeah, so we're using almond flavored caulk. And so we just went around where all the welds were, made sure this is a solid seal. Also did the exact same on the underside, which I've started painting with undercoating. Also going to do that in there. It's a bit difficult with the exhaust here, and on that side you got to worry about the transfer case and the drive shaft and everything. I did actually take the front drive shaft out, so that gave us a little bit more room over there. Speaking of the four-wheel drive stuff, I did actually end up taking this out. This is the four-wheel drive linkage, the bracket that this bar connects to, that mounts to the underside of the body. Is as you can see, the metal was not good enough to weld to. So we had to just take this bracket out, and you can very easily put this back in there and have the T-bar and everything with the stock linkage if you want. But after putting an ASSI linkage in my XJ, I'm going to do the same route in this thing, because we all know the stock linkage is garbage anyway, so it wasn't much of a sacrifice to just cut that bracket out and forget about it. Depending how rusty yours is, you might have to do something about the seat bolt studs. There are 4 on each side. These 4 we managed to keep in, but we did have to take 2 of them out on this side, so we're going to weld the head of a nut on here. We're going to put the seat in and then mark the spot where the hole lines up, and then weld a bolt, and then you put nuts on it, and that should be fine. I'm pretty sure 6 of the 8 studs would be enough to hold the seat anyway, but regardless, we're going to go the extra mile. Oh, it's beautiful. This is the best part. Look at that, that's beautiful.
We got a built-in subwoofer.
Oh yeah. Well, Jay, on a scale of 0 to 10, how quiet is it in here?
I was trying to think of something funny to say, but I can't. Have you ever seen A Quiet Place?
No.
The movie?
Oh, no.
What's like that? It's basically
It's
a
so
movie
quiet.
where you can't talk because there's like mutant creatures that will murder you if you
It's
talk.
quiet enough to hear a heartbeat in here. No,
Yeah, it is much quieter.
Beautiful.
God, there's like actual floors in here.
Yeah, you don't gotta worry about where you put your feet at, man. That's great.
It's awesome. The only downside is you can no longer see the front drive shaft.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Here we go, first startup after putting in the new floors.
Yeah, so we did a lot of cutting and welding next to electrical wires, vacuum lines, fuel lines, brake lines, the speedometer cable. So we need to make sure all those things work.
And
oh my God, it's so much quieter in here.
it fired right up.
Jay, do you hear how much quieter it is in here?
This is noticeably quieter.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Safety first, put on your seatbelt.
Is your seatbelt? Okay, good.
Yeah, I got mine on.
Holy. This is how quiet it's supposed to be. Wow, dude. Say something, Jay.
I don't know what to say. It's
I
just
can hear you.
I know.
I can actually hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying too. I mean, nothing wrong with a little bit of engine noise, but
Yeah.
But this is so much better. Like, this is how it was back in '86 when this model was released.
Wow.
This is what it was supposed to be. God, it's so cool.
Jesus, sounds like a normal car instead of like an obnoxious machine now.
It only took 14 hours of work.
Yeah.
But hey, it was worth it.
Well, I'm back home from J-Man's grandpa's house. If you've watched this far into the video, make sure to thank Jay's grandpa, because at this point, this truck wouldn't exist without him. So, seriously, thank you to Jay's grandpa, but we're not done yet. I've got a lot more stuff to do with the floors here, so I'll continue when it stops raining. As you can see, I have installed an air conditioning system in here to help ventilate these paint fumes. I'm going to do this metal here, but I'm not going to paint these because I was told they are some like stainless metal that takes like 30 years to rust. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I'm also not going to paint them because I need this surface to be good for adhesive. I'm going to put down that sound dampening stuff on here. But I am going to paint all the weld seams and stuff because they are a bit more bare metal-y than the rest of it. So I'm just using rust reformer, even though this isn't rusty. It's what I have, so it acts like paint well enough. So I'm just doing that around here. Something I noticed while I had everything torn apart was that the cab corners over there have been replaced before. And obviously they have on this side too. But they forgot to coat that side with rust-resistant paint. You can see over here, it's coated and there's no rust in there. And this one is doing a lot better than this one, which already has a small hole in it and I'm pretty sure is too far gone for me to actually do anything about it, unfortunately. This is Kilmat sound dampening stuff. I used a similar thing on the headliner of the XJ. It actually did cut down on wind noise quite a bit. So I'm going to line the floor with these little sheets, and that will hopefully cut down on things like tire noise. So you can kind of see how this stuff works. It kind of conforms to the shape that you need it to, and I've drawn along here with Sharpie where I'm going to cut out around our custom seat bolt things. All you got to do is dangerously take a pocket knife without wearing safety equipment, and it slices pretty easy like that. So I would custom cut squares and fit them along here. So the soundproofing is done. I've covered basically the entire floor. I might put some more on the back here and maybe up under the back side of the fenders and whatnot. There's a couple other places, and behind the door panels too. That's also a good spot. But for now, I've just got wherever the carpet's gonna sit. As you can see, I have two carpet foam squares that are gonna rest where the footwells are. I don't plan on putting padding back here where the seat is because it's not really necessary. So these two squares will do just fine. The next step is getting that vinyl sheet and cutting that to fit. Something to be aware of while welding in the pans, putting down the sound dampener and everything, is the seatbelt bolts. You gotta make sure you don't cover those up. We actually did cover this one up with the floor pan. We had to cut that back out. And the e-brake cable and the wires for the lights in these things run underneath the carpet. So I put them on top of the sound dampener, and I'm going to put the vinyl sheet on top of these. I bought this stuff like a year ago when I made episode 3, and it's been sitting in the shed for all that time, and some mouses decided to make a nest in it, so I'm gonna clean this thing off on both sides before I put it in the truck. It probably smells like mouse. Everything else.
Mechanical.
Yeah, I'm no good at this cosmetic stuff.
Who knows? Maybe it'll turn out nice.
Nah, I doubt it. I think that last bit cut. Whoa. Booty full. He's starting to get dull. Okay, it's something.
That's what that's for.
Now there's an ant on it. So we just kind of cut out a hole for the shifter knob and cut a bit off the back, fit it in here vaguely, and I just kind of traced some vague forgiving lines of where I'm going to cut it now. I don't have time to sit here and measure this precisely and all. So we're going to take it back out, do some more cuts, put it back in here, find out what needs to be cut next, and repeat that process until we got it good. So vinyl is very uncooperative. It doesn't conform to the shape of the floor like carpet does. If you bend this stuff, it'll kink. So I had to cut it in half up here just to get it to sit properly on the floor, and even still, it doesn't want to go into place. And we also completely screwed up on our measurements, and I don't know, whatever. I am not one for cosmetics. I could literally care less about what it looks like. Someday I'll put carpet in here, but for right now, this'll, I don't know, we might take this out. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But yeah, don't buy a vinyl floor. I've seen a lot of reviews of this stuff on the internet after, of course, I bought it. Kind of bought it before I knew what I was getting into. And nobody on the internet likes it either. Now I can see why. It really does not fit in here nicely at all. It looks ugly. It probably smells bad. I don't know, Jacob, does it smell bad? I can't smell anything.
It smells god awful.
Okay, yeah, it smells like rubber.
It smells like
Are you ready?
wow.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so quiet.
Yeah. You hear how you're like speaking at a regular talking voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sound dampening makes a bit of a difference too. I was gonna record this yesterday, but it started raining because, you know, Wisconsin. I might be a weatherman someday, so I can just not do anything at my job and still get paid. Because they were completely wrong with it. Anyway, everybody, thank Jay's grandpa for fixing the floors, because he's the reason the Comanche's still on the road and will be for the next couple years or so now. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that we were able to get that done, and he did a fantastic job. He really did. So don't ask if he can fix your floors, because I doubt it. With that said, I got this fancy new outro, so you all can enjoy the end screen I've made. Kind of organizing things a bit better. Got to make the channel a bit more presentable, because, you know, I'm famous now. No.